This is Ryan Richards. You can find me at ryanrichards.com. I'm here in Vail, Colorado today talking to you about fasting. In recent years, in the last few years, intermittent fasting and even long extended water fasts that I am a proponent of, they've gained a lot of popularity in the last few years, but frankly, none of these dietary strategies are revolutionary or anything new. Matter of fact, if it weren't for our body's ability to fast, we would have never survived. Fasting is essentially just like you would assume. It's where you're taking a period of time, whether it's 8 hours or several days up to weeks, you're eliminating any sort of dietary intake from food. You merely drink water. Now, some people who are fasting might use coffee or tea or broth, and those are all variants, and they're great strategies for weight loss, because here's the rub. In the event that you're not giving yourself any dietary food, your body doesn't have a choice but to turn to body fat for energy production. Even if you're an average American, or not even an average American, let's say you're extremely lean. Let's say you're a 200-pound male at 10% body fat. That's 20 pounds of body fat at 3,500 calories per pound. That's tens of thousands of calories for energy that can be used from your body fat stores before you even begin to flirt with starvation mode, where you would use muscle tissue or organ tissue for energy production. And some will say, yes, while you burn body fat, a lot of it's water weight, a lot of it's you use your muscle tissue for energy, and while some of that is anecdotally true, there are no studies that I know of that I've looked at where you use muscle tissue or it's just merely water weight. It doesn't even make sense. Jason Fung, who wrote the Obesity Code, once said that why would you go gather wood to burn in your wood-burning fireplace in the wintertime to keep you warm, and then instead, at the last minute, throw the couch in to use for a fuel source. Now, I'm paraphrasing him and overemphasizing that, but the point is valid. If you have body fat or excess body fat on your frame, and you eliminate food for a period of time, up to a few days, up to several weeks, you are going to use that fat through lipolysis to break down that stored body fat to be turned into glucose to keep your brain and your muscles functioning, working, and you will go into a ketogenic state where you'll be producing ketone bodies from this breakdown process to produce glucose. This is nothing fancy, folks. It is a great way to lose excess body fat, and frankly, it's the fastest way to do it. There are precautions if you're considering this dietary strategy. If you're a pregnant woman, if you have type 1 diabetes and you don't produce insulin, if you have persistent chronic migraines, there may be other cases. I'm not a doctor, a dietitian, or a qualified individual to necessarily give specifics on when a fast would be prohibited. But for the vast majority of us, fasting is completely safe. It is a great strategy for losing body fat. Thanks for joining me today. Talk to you next time.